Welcome to the Sugar Freedom Channel. I'm Catherine Gordon. Today's video is about carnivore diet plateaus. Congratulations! If you've hit a plateau, that means that you've lost weight. However, it's a little challenging with a carnivore plateau because if you've gone carnivore, as I have, you've probably eliminated a lot of things already. Okay, so I started by eliminating sugar and then grains and then vegetable oils and then most vegetables and most fruits and getting all the way down to an animal-based diet. So what do if you're following an animal-based diet and it's worked for you? I mean, what is the next step if you come to a plateau? So of course, step number one, congratulate yourself. If you're at a plateau, obviously you've had some change, you've had some success. The second thing to understand is that change, even good change, can be stressful on your mind and on your body and also on your autonomic systems. So the autonomic systems are the systems of the body that are beyond your conscious control. You and I cannot simply tell our bodies, body, lose weight. We cannot dictate to the body what it weighs. That is controlled by that autonomic system. So what do? So my first step when I hit a plateau is to make sure that I'm including enjoyable, relaxing activities into my life. Things like swimming for fun, taking enjoyable walks, doing meditation if you enjoy that, listening to beautiful music, finding ways to be kind to yourself and relax. Because if you're following a carnivore or animal-based way of eating and it's working for you and your body is changing, you may need to take some time to allow your body to adjust to the change, and adding relaxing, calming, enjoyable activities, I think, can go a long way toward getting your subconscious and your autonomic system back on board with weight loss or fat loss. Number three, this has been so important to me. Know what your foundational foods are. Years ago, I started calling them freedom foods. I mean, these are the foods that always nourish and satisfy me without creating hunger or cravings. It's pretty obvious. But in terms of foundational foods, let's take it a step farther. Let's take those nourishing, satisfying foods that tend to promote weight loss or fat loss. If I may, I'd like to share a list of my foundational foods with you. Number one, water and beef. Yes, I'm including water because the very foundation of fat loss on carnivore, in my experience, is water and beef. And then eggs, butter, heavy cream, salmon, especially for me, canned wild salmon because it's affordable, bacon, chicken, pork, hard cheese, cream cheese, plain cocoa, and pork rinds. Now that list is important, and I listed it that way because it's foundational foods from the most effective for fat loss and weight loss down to the least effective. So you look at the top of the list: water, beef, eggs, cooked in butter. Then heavy cream, because I do use cream in my coffee, and I have found that I have been able to reach my physical and emotional goals and still keep heavy cream in my coffee, as long as I don't go overboard. Salmon, especially wild canned salmon, as I said, affordable and available. Then bacon. So bacon actually comes after salmon. And then chicken, pork, hard cheese, cream cheese, plain cocoa, and pork rinds. So everything after the canned wild salmon, and that includes bacon and chicken, anything after that canned wild salmon is not necessarily a foundational fat loss or weight loss food for me. I really hope that that is helpful, because what I want you to do is look at the foods that you're regularly eating on carnivore and figure out what your foundational fat loss foods are. What are the foods that you can eat to get nourished and satisfied that tend to promote fat loss or weight loss? So then what do we do with that list? Well, now I'm going to describe how I recently broke my plateau, and I actually did it twice. So these foods, these plateau breaking foods for me, were water, beef, eggs, butter to cook in, and salmon. And here's how I set it up. In the morning, I would have canned salmon and scrambled eggs cooked in butter to satisfaction or satiety. And what was really important is that I was making enough scrambled eggs and having enough salmon to make sure that I got nourished and satisfied and was ready to go on with my day. And then for my second meal, because I only want 2 meals on carnivore, I would be having steak and eggs. So salmon and eggs for meal number 1 and steak and eggs for meal number 2. So that is my foundational food plateau busting plan that worked twice for me. And it actually got me back down to 125. My top non-pregnancy weight was 185 pounds. And then over time, giving up sugar and then grains and then vegetable oils and adding resistance training in intervals, over time, and this was 14 years ago, I managed to lose 60 pounds. And I have maintained that 60-pound weight loss, and now I'm age 58 after menopause. And I think that what is important is, we're talking about 14 years and managing to maintain that weight. Now, obviously, I just got back to 125 yesterday morning. And in order to do that, I had gone up. I had to do my plateau busting plan, which was the salmon and eggs in the morning, and then the steak and eggs in the afternoon. I was still having coffee and a little cream in my coffee. I suppose if push really came to shove and I wanted to get even lower and even leaner, I could give up the cream and give up the coffee. But at this point, I can still have them and achieve the goals that I want to achieve. So probably the most important thing in this video, and probably the most important thing that you're looking for is, hey, Catherine, so when you hit a plateau, what did you eat? So there it is for you. Salmon and scrambled eggs at breakfast and steak and scrambled eggs at lunch, first meal, second meal, and then a little bit of cream in my coffee. So that is what I did. So the things that I do often eat, I eat bacon on a regular basis. I eat some cheese on a regular basis. But when I'm breaking through plateaus, I leave out the bacon, I leave out the cheese, and I definitely leave out the pork rinds. So there you have it. Congratulate yourself that you're on a plateau because it means you've lost weight. Remember that change, even good change, is stressful. Find ways to relax. Figure out what your foundational foods are, and then make yourself a plateau busting menu that only contains those foundational foods that always leave you nourished and satisfied and allow you to release weight or release fat. So there you have it, what I do when I hit a carnivore diet plateau. So until next time, be well, eat for yourself, and I'll see you back here soon on the Sugar Freedom channel. Bye-bye, everybody.